I know you never put me on no live.
I'm getting a. Did you get an air, Terry?
You got me on live.
What do you mean?
This is recorded.
No, it is recording.
Yeah, it's live.
Yes, it is.
Don't put it on live
Why?
because I'm talking to you personally.
Well, this was. I wanted to have a conversation about the
Yeah.
topic that we were talking about, which is right now feels out of order. Feels like a lie, and I'll tell you why. The things that um, that's weird. All this stuff I had already set up is now requiring me to set it up again. That's weird. Okay, so we got it anyway. Terry, I was reading uh, this morning when I woke up. I actually was led to, in my alpha state, is when you want to take and focus on the co-creation of everything you do. And no, I don't have that on, so I don't worry about that. I'm messing with this Google Plus stuff. Okay, I keep forgetting my pictures out. Anyway, what I was reading in Donald Wash's book, how we really do have got all screwed up. Nothing, no, everything that we've been taught has been a lie, and none of the systems are working, and everybody's chasing something external for a system about money. There's a big part of me that's starting to really wrestle with that because I know it's all a proverbial hamster wheel. You know, you chase the money buys you things, you think the thing's gonna make you happy, and then you find out you're just as unhappy as you were before you started. Most people is a struggle, and I was reading a chapter in Donald's book that was telling me why it's such a struggle right now. That we're right where we're supposed to be in time, and nothing's working. Nothing. Oh, you know what? That was actually in the. It wasn't in my Kindle. It was on Amazon. Yeah, it was on Amazon that I was reading the excerpt from that, and it made me think about exactly what it is right on target what I'm feeling. Um, it's a little weird. The book that I was reading out of is The Only Thing That Matters. It's the book two of Conversation with Humanity. And what's so funny is when I was reading the book, they gave me a look inside version of it, and he was pretty much saying that we got all wrong. All the things that we're doing right now is part of the old system. That we're in a time in history where no system is working, none. Okay, and he's asking the question, can you believe this? And he's saying it doesn't have to be this way. What do you think, Terry? Does it have to be this way for man to succeed? Or are we really playing with the old as we usher in the new because of technology?
My thing is this. This is me. Um, Too many things in my head. It complicates it more.
Yeah, I agree with you there.
And you know, everybody has their own opinion about different things, but
Hmm.
but who's to say that opinion is correct or not? You know, and then before you know, you get all very emotional in you thinking one way, and then after a while you find there's another way. So that's why my daughter says to me, "Mom, get people out of your head. Deal with
Yeah,
small chunks." And then when
right. Now let
just
me
like
take free.
just like me and a friend of mine discussed what happened to me a week and a half ago. I got my own self confused because I got too many people in my head, and I learned
Mm,
I learned a bit. We talked at 2 o'clock this morning. I learned I learned exactly what's going on. He knows me better than most people, because he studied people like me. And he said, "What had happened with you?" And I knew you was gonna come out of it because you always figure out a way of coming out of stuff. Even you may be wrong as two left shoes. We laugh about that. But he said I've seen you over the last 8 years come out of stuff that it's impossible for anybody else to do it. But you sit there
mm,
where your mindset is, where your mind is set. Your mind is in the clouds, and you try to figure out. You're looking down you're looking down, say where's a little space I can get into, and this way I can get it solved. He said that's how you solve things, but by keeping people in your head, it's going to confuse you even more. It
uh,
confuse It's a confusing state even more for you
and you know what? I agree with you on that, Terry. I do. The
because
more the more
because
information I take in, the more confused I become. But it all
exactly.
is the one thing. It's about what's important to the person it's important to.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that it's conflicting what you feel. You need to see everybody writes this is what I feel. Everybody writes a book is based on their personality.
Their perce- their perception
Yeah, their
of
personality.
the situation of the world. Like with Donna Warsh. I don't know if you're familiar with Donna Warsh. Donna Warsh originated the writings Conversation with God. And he had reached a very low point in his life. He had a broken neck, and his journey through life was actually taking him out of his comfort zone, what he was accustomed to, and putting him in the realm of reality for, for him by having this conversation with God. And it went over a span of many months. And in the process, he came out with the book Conversation with God. Now, I've had some spiritual experiences. I
But,
do know that there's more to life than what we have
but,
been taught.
but then the thing about it is, I think you got a little angry with me when I said this. I don't listen to everybody. I don't. Everybody have experiences of talking to God. Everybody have. That's nothing new. Okay, all of a sudden he comes up with something brand new like nobody have done before. It's been
Right.
going on. It's been going on for centuries. But the thing is, though, Deborah, the thing is that you have to be comfortable in yourself of dealing with situations that you, like I say, look above the cloud. That's why he was laughing. Look, he said you always look above the cloud to find a little hole where you can solve a problem. Well, if somebody else listened to it, they would say, "Well, I had the experience that this happened over here. It works for me." But we all, in our own way, if we are Christians, we go on to talk to have a conversation with God. I have a conversation with God all the time in
Okay,
my
now,
thoughts.
when you stop there for a minute, when you say if you're a Christian, how do
If
you can you identify that?
there's some people don't believe in God, and there's some people that who does called atheists. So what I'm talking,
So what you're referring to is people that believe in God.
I'm for people that believe in God.
Okay, because when you use the word Christian, um, actually Jesus never used the word Christian. That's a
Well,
man-made title.
the thing about it is how it made what it makes sense to me. It makes sense to me because you cannot have this conversation with everybody because people will reject what you're saying, and they're gonna get. That's why they always say you never mix politics with religion.
And it's all integrated anyway.
No.
What I was referring to was, so we have a clear understanding of what we're speaking about. I believe in yes, I believe in the Creator.
Right. So what I'm saying is this. Get me back on my track, please. Uh, this is what I. This is what.
You were saying not allowing other people's opinions of their perception to take free rent up in your head. You have to create your own.
Exactly what works for you because you going back to your experiences and what you experience in life, what you the way you were raised. It plays a lot of part into making a solid being.
Okay, now he does. It is a chapter in there that speaks to that very thing you're saying.
Okay, well
Acknowledging that. He's
yeah,
acknowledging it's important
but
that you know
but think about it is
that you know what you know.
Deborah, stop over speaking to me. I'm giving you my opinion. You asked me to give you my opinion. It's just my own opinion, what I have gone through in life. I'm not big on what other people opinions are because they're not living in my life and I'm not living in theirs. So therefore, what he says in what chapter, whatever, is very new and unique to me. I'm going by based on that's why I had the problem I had last week because I had too many people in my ear instead of me just go and reach inside of myself and know what I had to do to fix a problem, which it was my fault. So
I
so
understand.
based on what I'm saying to you is that sometimes, Deborah, if we have a gift from God, or people call disability, well, we have that. We have our own. He has built us in a way that we can be able to think for ourselves and how we can solve our problem. What I say may not work for you. What you say may not work for me because of a difference of how we are built. So I took it from him last night, getting people out of your head and and figure this thing out yourself. And then once you come out of it and figure it out, this worked for me. I solved the problem. And now let's move on. When you have too many people in your head, you get a confusing messages. And you feel your body feels funny, your brain feels funny, and before you look around in a tangle of web and you don't know which way to go.
Hmm.
So the best gift that God has given you is reach inside yourself and you know what you want to do. If you want to have abundance of life, happiness, everybody does. But the thing is our body is older. Okay? You have X amount of years on that heart. You have X amount of years on those body parts. Versus a person like our daughters have a lot less on those body parts and they can thrive and vibrate more. So what we think about happiness that we are here, we are alive. Happiness that we can see, we can get up and walk. We can get up and have a notion of direction. When we walk out our door, whether we're going to go right, left, or go forward or go back. We have that. We have all those beautiful attributes for our bodies. But we always want on the circuit every time you watch TV, watch a movie or whatever, it's always showing someone young, vibrant, and this and that. And psychologically, we want to be like them, but we actually don't want to be like them because they got to go through that journey like we did.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to go. I have people say I would like to go back to be 16. Oh hell, I don't. Oh,
I don't either.
I like to go back to be 21. Hell, I don't. Because at age 21, you're confused. So why I'm already confused now. Why I want to go back to be confused more?
Terry, Lori,
You know what I'm saying? You
I
know
do
what?
know what you're saying, and I get what you're saying.
And so,
That's the realm of reality for most, because they think that if they could go back and fix what they've done, when basically that's a failure within itself, because you've already got the experience of the journey you've already got.
exactly.
And why are we struggling at where we are? Because the systems that we've been programmed to believe in aren't working anymore.
Well, it's not working anymore. It's not working anymore because we have gone through a journey that, and like I say, I keep going back. Look back at the commercials, look back at the movies, and so forth. And it put good memory what we were doing, and we want to get back to those memories. Give you a good movie. It might be a very bad idea, but give you a good movie. These citizens want to go to the fountain of youth, and when they drink that water, they start doing things like they did back in the 20s. And one guy said, "No, this is not the way the world's supposed to be. You're supposed to embrace your old age, because God allowed you to reach this age. So you are slapping him in the face because you want to go back to your youth, and your youth is sometimes not as pretty as it seems." And when he said it, I said, "You're right. You're going to the fountain of youth. I don't want to go to the fountain of youth. If I get to be 80 years old, I want to live 80 years old gratefully, because that's what God allowed me to be." And everybody has a date when they're checking out. We don't know the date, but at the end of the rainbow, we're all going to check out.
So Terry, in light of excuse me, in light of what you just said, what is your perception of where you are right now in everything that you're doing?
My perception is where I'm at right now. I'm comfortable. I am very comfortable.
So let me ask you a question. In light, I love that you said that. I really am loving the fact that you said that, because for some reason the masses have been taught if you're comfortable with your life, then you're not growing.
Well, the thing about it is, you are growing. You're growing because you're allowing yourself to see things as they really are, instead of living in a world where it's full of fantasy. Here, I'm looking at a couple of Dunkin' Donuts. So, full of abundance. Abundance. We have everything abundance to us that God has given us. There's people who are not fortunate like you and I, Deborah. They are not. There's people out there who are homeless, woke up this morning hungry. We can go in our refrigerator and freezer and get something out there and eat. We're not starving. If we chose to cook. I don't like to cook. We have a big comfortable bed to sleep in at night. We're not cold. We hot. We can turn our air on. We cold. We turn our heat on. We have shoes on our feet. We have clothes to put on our back. We got toiletries to clean our body. You see what I'm saying? And there's people who woke up this morning and don't have none of that.
How do we fix that?
A person has to fix it on their own. They have the capability of doing it on their own.
So
They,
in other
God,
words, people need to start taking responsibility for their lives.
they have to reach out and seek for help. Guides them. God guides them, and they ask Lord to guide me to the place. They can go to a place, because see, there's programs out there, Deborah. There's billions of programs out there. that can help enable a person. It can help a person. If you're hungry, you run out of food, there's shelters that you can go get food pantry, go get food. That solve that problem. If you need clothes on your back, there's organizations non-profit have clothes drive. You solve that problem. If you need a place to stay, okay, you go get a room.
Now, Terry, you do know, you do, I agree with you. There are a lot of social programs that are there to help people, okay? But you know as well as I do that those programs are getting stretched to the till and that they're not as readily available as they used to be because very few people are actually supporting those type of programs anymore because the people that used to support them are now struggling themselves.
Yeah, but like I said before, Deborah, goes back to the community. I remember a time when Grandma heard like a family got burned out. The community get together and whatever little extra they have in the house, they all donate to that family, get them back on their feet. Eventually you got to go back to the community, go back to your village. Okay,
Yes, the tribes need to step up to more
because
of a
like you
unity.
like you
Versus,
said to yourself, I got stuff in this house I don't need. Why I got all this stuff? We gotta get stuff. That's what I'm talking about. That's what
well,
Grandma.
that's part of the programming for the systems that are failing us now to make people buy. And I personally am struggling with why a person that is barely making it can spend an enormous amount of money on a form of entertainment that is momentary, like having, going to a concert, spend hundreds of, like me and my cousin just talked about that. There are individuals that spend hundreds of dollars to go see a concert that was here locally in Cincinnati. And we know, without a doubt, that many of those people will not be able to pay their rent this month because they spent money in something that was immediate gratification, and then they turn around and they struggle to pay the necessity for that because that immediate gratification kicked in, and they threw, their um, priorities to the wind for that momentary gratification. Which I have, I don't understand why people do what they do, but it's written. The word is written. Why do we do what we know we're not supposed to do, and avoid the things that we need to do or supposed to do to keep us balanced? Uh,
Well, because it's like this situation. This man gave his wife money for to pay the electric bill on Monday morning. She put all the money in the church. He was so vexed with her. He went to the pastor and told him what the deal was. And he told the pastor what the deal was. And the pastor gave him back the money. He didn't have to. Gave him back the money so he can pay his electric. Because not his electric will be turned off. And she did it because it's for the church. But see, God also gave God also tell you, when He give you a blessing, you're supposed to take that blessing and do what you're supposed to do with it. Now, get back to what you're saying about people in instant gratification. People, they are so burdened down. You go to work every day, come home to the house, do the same thing day in, day out. They can predict what they're gonna do on Saturday. They can predict what they're gonna do on Friday. And sometimes they need something to just to change for a few moments of pleasure, and that's fine. But if you know that you know what these tickets are going to cost you, you plan ahead. You plan ahead. If it take a year, I want to go see a Beyonce concert. It's going to cost me $150. Just use that example. I don't know what it costs. And you want to go take the night and spend $300 just for your pleasure. You tuck that money away. So when you have enough money that does not interfere with your bills, you can go to Beyonce and then come back smiling that you don't took care of business.
but that's what I'm talking about. There are vast majorities of people that, for whatever reason, vote. cautious to the wind and say, this is what I want, this is what I'm going to do, and totally avoid the necessities of what you just said, taking care of their necessities first before they go into that immediate gratification of I want. Um, and unfortunately, they don't even know why they're doing what they're doing because they're living their life externally instead of internally. Because if you were living your life internally, you would be able to rationalize that's not a necessity for your journey. It is creating an experience, and our journey of life is about experiences. But is it in alignment with what is necessary for our journey to be abundant by throwing caution to the wind and struggling through for that moment gratification of a concert, um, and then come back and end up maybe homeless because you didn't have the money to pay your rent, or no lights because you didn't have the money to pay your utility bill. That's the stuff that just really boggles my mind. Why you show somebody something that can help them, and they totally avoid it or ignore it because they're not spending vast amounts of money to do what it is that you're showing them that they can do to better their life. It just blows my mind. Take for instance uh, a simple thing as that all the way around. It can't do anything but be a win-win situation for the individual. They completely avoid it, ignore it, and actually run from it because their their consciousness is saying, if I'm not spending $500, then it's not worth it to me.
Well, see, the thing
When do
about
we
it,
get to the point that we think we have to spend so much money that we do not have, that is there to help you turn that picture around where you have the money that you can put forth in something much more greater?
well,
And I think
Deborah, the thing about it is, see, this is. I said this to you before. I don't go chasing dollars. That's never my forte because God has always provided for me, and whatever I need, He take care of my needs. Now, I'm dealing with things right now that I'm trying to budget. I'm trying to deal with the budget because certain part of the budget I don't deal with. Now I got to deal with all the budget, and I had to sit back and say, okay, I have to. I had a bank. I had to give you an example. I had a bank yesterday. Tell her laughing at me. This is the most I've seen you ever. I say, I know. I'm juggling. I'm juggling these bills, honey, and not say that I'm juggling the bills that how I'm gonna pay Peter to pay Paul. No, that's not what I'm saying. Is that I know now I'm dealing with a bigger amount of money, and I want to make sure that all these bills are paid. So at the end of the month, I have X amount of dollars left over. So in case something emergency happens, I can go. I have money to do that. Now my play money is when I get paid this week. Now I can play. I'm ready for you. Let's play because I sit down. I teach people how to pay bills and have money left over. People don't believe that. They don't understand that concept.
Mhm.
And I learned this when I was doing mortgages. And I tell people I have experienced it myself, and I found out that I have extra money left over. And people are like, how do you do that? Well, you got to figure out your dates of how you pay your bills. Then you get paid twice a month. That means at the beginning of the month, there's big bills coming out. The second bill, take care of the tiny bills. You put some money in your account, other places that you can't touch. And before you look around, you have a little small nest egg. So when the time comes that you want to go out to a dinner or go to a show or entertainment,
You're
you
not
got
str
you can do it.
Yeah, I get that. I get that. But you know that the funny thing is, Terry, most of our youth are not taught budgeting.
No, they're not. They don't talk. They never talk about money, how to handle money.
They're taught how to spend money, but they're not taught how to manage money.
Exactly.
And that's where not only are they not taught how to manage money, but they're not taught how to make money in abundance because they're programmed only on the spending. And it's all part of this system we've been living under that's all about feeding that 1% at the top. How do
Yep.
we reach inside someone's mindset that by doing a little bit extra and being a little more patient and seeing how your money, okay, take for instance, I was talking to somebody and I was saying, I asked some simple questions. I said, the rich people that you know of, or do they go to work and push a time clock every day? No. Now, how is it that they can do that and you can't? When I know for a fact you can. Okay? And it's about getting out of the mindset of immediate gratification and actually taking responsibility for your life, learning the things that you don't know because you don't know what you don't know, and applying those principles to your life, which requires patience. Um, and I can admit I was guilty of the same thing. I know how to make money. I know how to. I've always known how to make money.
But the thing about it is, though,
My
Deborah,
downfall was managing the money.
see, the thing about it is, though, Deborah, me, I keep saying this. I don't chase money. Okay, that's my thing. I don't chase. My father taught me that. He was in a position where he made had no fist of money. Money. I was always learned that invest your money in a place where you can make money work for yourself.
Hmm.
But the thing about it is, I look at it this way. The people that I look at Tyler Perry. Let's use an example. He was homeless. He showed his story how he came to the top and how he didn't give up. Okay, somebody invested in him, and for him to get that first million, he invested that first million where the people who already got million where they invested their money at. People like you and me, we can't invest where they invest their money at. They ain't talking about no $20, $30. So therefore, when you think
Principle still applies.
the principle still apply to a certain extent, but it don't apply to. It's totally different. In the back room, them boys down there, they're dealing with millions of dollars, and the people that got the $1 million are going to get paid the most.
So, in other words, what you're saying to me is, if you want to do what he done, you have to chase the people that have the money.
And you gotta have to give something. You
That's
have to
still chasing money.
no, no. If you have something of value that they want and they want to invest in you, they will invest in you financially. That's not chasing no money because you got something there, value that they can see it can make money.
Okay, so take that for instance right there. Let's take that circumstance right there. The average Joe is offered an opportunity of investment into themselves by paying a cheaper utility bill. The majority of the people will see it but not act on it because and their purpose of not acting on it is there's something wrong with this picture.
Well, I will tell you I'll tell you I'll tell you like it is. Okay, and I always said this to you before. I don't chase crumbs. You're not gonna throw a crumb at me. When I sit there and do business with you, we're gonna do some serious business, and I don't want to see no 20, 30, 40, $50. I want to see hundreds of dollars. I work smarter, not harder. And the big guys on top, they are receiving thousands of dollars, and they're giving us crumbs. And some people say, "Is it worth me? Is it
So let
worth
me
me?"
ask you something. If those individuals at the top didn't have all those people at the bottom, they wouldn't be getting what they get.
Exactly. Exactly.
It has to start somewhere.
You got to start somewhere. But the thing about it is, when you get those 20s and 30 and $40, what people will do? I put that in my gas tank, or I'll go out to dinner tonight, or I want to put $40 in the stock because you know damn well the stock costs more than that. So how can they reinvest that money unless they had to sit and wait at least 3 or 4 years before they can do anything? And things happen, emergency happen. They had to get into that money to take care of this, and then they got to struggle to put that money back. Just like I told Dana yesterday, the car dealer. He said, "Terry, you ready to buy a car?" I said, "No." He said, "Why not?" I said, "When I come in here, I'm coming in with a cashier's check. I'm paying cash for my car." He said, "You always do." I said, "Exactly. Because the money that I was going to spend for a car note and something happened, emergency happened, and I had to use that $400 car note, I'm going to be late behind my payment, and I got to catch up to pay that $400. I would rather just sit back and do what I have to do to get the money together, and once I get a lump sum together, then I go buy. Then this case, anything happen, I don't have to worry about them coming and taking my car. That's my mentality. That's my mindset because I've been through that before. And I said never again. They took my car one day. I ain't never took nothing else after that. And I got it back the next day. So from that point on, I have something of value. Now, right now, I'm looking at a lady that looking at a company that may invest in True Radiance. Okay, they want to invest. They want to invest $100,000 in my business. Now, like Tyler Perry, someone invested in him because he got something of value. Now he can play the big. After 10 years, now he can be at the back room of the big boy, and he can roll and deal now because he has the money. He has something with value, and he continue on making money like Michael Jordan with them sneakers. He done made his money in basketball or whatever he was playing, basketball, right? And he took his money. He was making millions. He was smart enough to invest in his sneakers. A poor person will pay $130, $140 for this sneaker. Something is gonna let go. Meanwhile, Michael Jordan is getting $80 off of them sneakers, and he had to do nothing. See where I'm coming from?
Which goes back to what I originally said.
So
That
what
it takes the little people at the bottom
to make more money for them?
to feed the funnel for the people at the top.
Exactly.
What my point was, Terry, how do we get the people at the bottom, the little people, to understand the circulation of money needs to be circulation of money among the little people and stop just feeding money to the top, but circulate
Well,
money up.
I can tell you that. If somebody can come up with something with value, and they say, well, look, we're going to put together a plan, okay? We'll put a plan in these different urban cities because it's known fact that minorities spend money, okay? We put a plan in. We're gonna make something for us, make something, and then we can sell it among everybody. And those people that put the money into those little people put $1,000 or $10,000 all in those plants. They could the big guy at the top say, "Oh wait a minute, nobody spend no money over here. We losing money. We got to figure out how to stop them little people from having that plant open. So we're gonna come up with regulations and everything to stop that plant from opening up. Just like the first black bank in Philadelphia. I know the girl personally. Well, she had to go through hell to open that door for that bank. They put up every red flag they can because the big banks, looking at this one little bank here, it put a big dent in their business. So the little people had to get smart enough and come up with something of value and have the money there to open them doors in them plant or whatever. And they make their own money. Go back to the busing days. That's the best thing I can give you. Now, when they stopped riding the bus, that bus company lost thousands and thousands, maybe millions of dollars. When everybody found an alternative route to get to work, they shut down the bus system. The small people can shut down the big people, and that's how and money be evening out. You see, back a few days on the internet, oh, you can go to luxurious, you can go to the luxurious vacation, buy expensive Maserati cars, live in these big mansions. Kids go to private school. Wife walk around with a 20-carat diamond ring on her finger. Have people click to their finger, snap her
Those
finger.
are all material things here. That's
Let me finish. Let me finish. That hype up people want to be like them. So they will spend money in their program hoping to be like them. But they never start and think that they're only going to get crumbs. He's getting the cheese. That's what I'm saying. I use that as an example for material things, but people want to live better than the last. And they look at Joe Blow over there is doing it. I want to be like Joe Blow. Now, what are your opinion on that?
I'm listening to you, but I'm still going to come back to there's still a focus on material things that's external and not internal. I was wanting to speak about what works internally because it is a true fact that all this other external stuff is what's clouding the true value of our journey.
Yeah,
There's a saying: the Lord does not look at the things that man looks at.
right.
He looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart.
Yep.
And if you're functioning from the standpoint of what you just said, you still got it all wrong.
No, I don't have it all wrong.
I'm not speaking about you. I'm not speaking of you personally. That
No, no,
is that
I'm
is a
not.
generic statement.
No, I'm not saying I have it all wrong. I'm just saying to you is that people like dreams, like the hype. Instead of coming down to reality, that's only what it is, a dream and a hype. If people sit there and say, wait a minute, this is not can be true, then why am I in this dream? People have to have a dream, Deborah, in order to survive. I'm sorry. But people have to have a dream in order to survive. So that's my opinion. And that dream is what make a person to keep going. They're going to continue with that dream, and hopefully it will come true one day. What's your opinion about that, Deborah? Did I lose her?
I'm here. I think we've lost touch on. We're on different paths on what we're talking about. Because my desire was to help understand all the systems are failing people. Um, and it's by design. I heard what you spoke of, and what you spoke of is still an external state or status of mindset.
Yeah.
Um, but then we don't know what we don't know. When we're speaking in the present of what is, it's your conversation is leading me back down the same path of an external state of mind, and I'm wanting to speak to life into an internal state of mind, because it's just a fact. It's all a lie.
Well, Deborah, if you want to be honest with yourself, you'll be honest with yourself. Where you are right now, and you always stress that you want to help people. You always want to help people to be, to better their lives. But the reality part is, in order to help people to understand, is teach them about money. Teach them how money really works.
No, I want to teach them not about money. Okay, it's teaching them how to live a more grateful life, so they don't have to worry about money.
Yeah, but the thing about it is, you got to teach people about money. There's people that don't know how to handle money. You got to teach the people. If it's like Shantae said, she said, "Mommy, I can tell when a person come up out of 20 people come to me in the 20s. I made about two or three can get credit. When they get it, they don't understand how credit card works. So it goes right back to when the child. Okay, this say the difference between the two households. One in the morning time, the father go get the newspaper, and first thing he goes to the stock. What's it doing in the stock? And he's talking at the breakfast table about money, and the child is listening to what the parents are talking about. In our household, we get up, eat your breakfast. I gotta go to work. The child all you know is I gotta get up and go to work. I gotta go catch the bus. I gotta go drop you off and get to work on time. Cause my boss be mad if I'm 5 minutes late. This is all the child is hearing. That's why I said it's so important to discuss money, how money really works, how money can make your life. You can do abundance if you know how to handle money. Are you there?
Sorry about that, Terry.
It's okay.
I solved my problem this morning. She does. She does have it.
Okay.
Hmm.
So you'll see you later on today.
Yeah, she said she'll bring it to me this afternoon. It's just ironic how that it shouldn't have happened. But anyway, I don't know. I'm at a crossroads of understanding. Like I said to you earlier, I'm going to come up with a solution to this confusion of what's important to me.
Well, what's important to you, Deborah? You work on small chunks of it. Start taking the thing in a whole mass. work on small chunks of it.
Mhm.
Okay, I think I think that you had something going on a couple of years ago. I think that my feeling, okay, this is just only my opinion, okay, that you should have teach a class on how to handle money,
Mhm.
how to handle money, how to get your credit cleared up. Once you get the credit cleared up, and how to start saving money, and then look into buying stocks and understand how stock work.
I get well. See, that's the thing. I'm not looking for. That's still going down that proverbial
No, no,
hole.
no, no, no. It's not going down a very hole because we cannot live in a society without it. You was talking about with Obama for that $1 billion thing for prisoners coming out, how they can do making money. That's where you start. That's where you started. You want to teach anything, teach them about how to handle money, how to pay bills, how to clean your credit in order for you to get to the next level. Those are the most important that is lacking in our communities. Teaching them how to make money, but once they get money, what they do with it. It goes right back to money again. Because we live in a world with money. We don't live in a barter system. We live in a money system. So if I create a program such as this, I will teach you how to handle money, teaching you the laws of money. You gotta have specialists in place to do that. And then once they learn how to clean up their credit, once they learn how to go out and get a credit card, how much they can spend on that credit card, and how they can boost their credit up. And when they boost their credit up, they won't pay highest health insurance, car insurance. A lot of stuff affect our credit. We end up spending more money out where we could save. Give you a good example. Give you a good example. Insurance company today go by two things: where you live and your credit. And this company, I pay two taxes. Okay, this company going in the inner city, so they went from $250 a month to $435 a month. That's a big jump. And I questioned them why. Oh, because the zip code that you. I said, hold on, honey, I paid two taxes. So how am I paying the inner city rate? What the Hamilton rate is paying? She said, no, it goes by you live. Your front door is your inner city. Your back door is Hamilton. Okay, not a problem. I went to the driving course. You get a certain percentage off your insurance. That brought it down to $390, only $25 off. Okay, still playing games with me. So I shopped around for another insurance company. Not only they are cheaper, they're charging $205.50 a month, where this other company's charging $400. You see, that extra almost $200 a month, I'm throwing it out the window. Whereas I'm taking that same $200 and paying down my bills. So this way, my credit score is higher. So this way, when when the insurance company reevaluate me next year, my insurance will go down even more. So it goes right back to the money, how you handle your money. And that's where a lot of people, young people, old people, whatever, don't understand that triangle they are in. So somebody got to come up with a program of teaching people how to handle money. Somebody got to come up with that program. and it's here. And then once you go into get involved in other programs, how you make money, they will know how to utilize that money for their benefit in order for them not to be paying the companies a lot of money than what they should be paying. That's what I'm saying.
We're at a crossroads, dear. It's just like Carlos Santana said. Santana. Peace has never come from dropping bombs. Real peace comes from enlightening and educating people to behave more in a divine manner. Because the people that own the masses of media and programming has taught people to hate, be divided, destroy.
I'm not worried about that, Deborah.
That's why people are doing what they're doing. They've got
I'm not worried about that. I'm not worried about that, Deborah.
circumstances in place.
Yeah, but I'm not worried about that.
More than you need to. You're not worried about it. You're right.
I'm gonna tell you why I'm not worried about it.
They're getting away with what they're getting away with.
But no, they're not getting away with no more than what we allow them to. Do you know, I learned a long time ago, in order for you to have a voice, you have to have finance behind it. They're not getting away with no more than you allow them to, because we have not, behind all this stuff, it comes back to that almighty dollar.
I just said that.
They're not allowed, they do whatever they want to do. If whoever got the highest dollar bank account can do what the heck. Like this man in Florida, I can't think of his name. I thought it was disgusting. He's controlling the community by what he thinks is standard. Nobody in that community has a voice. Until one man came into the community from another state, has on his even playing ground with this man. He said, I'm not following your rules. When I bought my house for my own pleasure. I'm not following your rules. If you want to buy me out, you're going to buy me out with this dollar amount. Well, this is way more than what you paid for. Well, then I'm not following your rules, because you don't tell me when I spend my money. That's all he kept saying, when I spend my money. And that man left him alone. But everybody else don't have the money he got to follow his rules. Same thing as you say to media, same thing you say with everything else they want to do, because they got the money to do it, and nobody's going to challenge them on that money, because they challenge on that money, they got consequences to pay. But if you're on the same plane level as that person, you ain't got no consequences, because this is what's going to happen. And then a war start between the two heads. And then once the war starts with the two heads, the other people down there looking below, they're going to go on the winning side. So it's all boiled down to how that money works. They can do what the hell they want to do. They can create shit in the laboratory. Who's spending the money, you or them? They can contaminate our food. They ain't contaminate their food. Okay, they want X amount of people on this earth to live. They want so many people on this earth to go and die out, so they can be able to run a perfect community. But there's some people that say, you ain't running me.
So Terry, let me ask you something. What's the point?
The point is this, Deborah. I don't worry about it, because God got a better place for me to go. And the person want to control this world and live their life is hell, heaven and hell right here on this earth. They ain't going nowhere. And eventually, when a lot of them people die out, they ain't got nothing to control. They end up being miserable, end up killing themselves, because they ain't got nothing on. There's nothing to control and nothing for them to do.
Okay.
So I don't worry about what's happening.
What's happening to other people?
I don't worry about that because I understand why it's happening. And I can't do nothing about it.
That's not true.
I can't do nothing about it.
You're right, but that's not true for me.
That's why I go to bed every night and wake up every morning happy. Because I cannot control something I can't handle.
Mm-hmm.
And like my friend said, get people out of your ear.
Mm-hmm.
Control what you can do. My daughter say, Mom, do small chunks. And at the end of the day, you're not stressed out about it. There's nothing you can do right now. And nothing you can change right now. If you could change, that means you gotta have millions of people stand behind you. It's a lot of chiefs and no damn Indians. And there's nothing you can do. People come up with a philosophy and all this, but ask them one damn question. Why, if you come up with this philosophy, why haven't you changed the world? Why haven't you done it? You come up with all these ideas, but why haven't you done it? Why have I seen Joe Blow change the world on food? Well, famous man, what he literally changed the world. But all you get is philosophy, what shoulda, coulda, and could not do. And then people that listen to them, it will bog the mind. It bogs the mind. And if you look around, you be looking around and say, wow, this is happening. I mean, this is boggling to me. You know, the master, this, hey, if they can do all that great, then why are they doing it actually themselves instead of giving it philosophy? That's my question. Why they ain't doing it?
What point did you think they wasn't?
Because they're not doing it. Because if they're doing it, we will not be thinking about it. We wouldn't have this conversation.
If they were doing what?
To change the world.
Well, what do you think the purpose of putting that information out there is for?
It ain't changing the world.
Well, not if no one doesn't want to believe that they have the ability to change the world.
Well, listen.
It's just like you said. You're not worried about what happens to other people.
I'm not saying what happened to other people. I didn't ever say that. That's your word. Don't put words in my mouth, Deborah.
But that's what I said.
I didn't say about other people. I said I'm not even worrying about it.
You're not worrying about what?
I'm not worrying about anything I can't change. I'm not worrying about other things I can't change. I'm not saying I'm not worrying about my fellow man. I never said that. I can't change anything. So I'm not going to sit here and stress myself out wondering why this and why that. I don't worry about it because it's nothing is I can't change. I like I always do in my life. I take things in small chunks. What I can control or what I can change, I do it in small chunks. But other than that, I don't worry about it because I cannot. With my situation, I cannot stress myself because if I do that, I'll be in a lunatic. I'll be all over the goddamn place.
So, in other words, what you're telling me is you sleep just fine at night because your situation is just fine.
I'm not worrying about nobody else's situation.
You worry about other people.
I'm not worrying about other people's situation. I only worry about what little chunks that I can do a change for other people.
So let me help you understand something. When the Holocaust started and they came for us, the Jews, the Germans said, "What's happening to them is not happening to me."
No, don't.
And when they came for the Germans,
no, it's not the same.
it's only important. It's not the same.
It's not the same, Deborah. What happened to the Jews? Okay, what happened to the Jews that pissed off Hitler? Because Hitler said,
That's not true.
Hitler said, give them whatever you need in order to make weapons. The Jews turn around and hide this stuff. Now, I heard two different versions of it.
Where did you get that from? That's not true.
But that is what I heard, two different versions. Because I heard this from a woman that came from the Holocaust.
Well, you're not the only person that met a person that survived the Holocaust.
Yes, she got
the circumstances of history. But
Right.
then you can't believe history because the people in power has written history the way they want you to see it and not the way it really was.
Okay, let's put it this way. I'm not worried about the Holocaust. Let's worry about slavery.
There are Holocausts all around the world. Nobody knows about it.
Exactly. But let's
Do you know that in Africa, Germans actually were the blacks were the first Holocaust victims? And,
I agree with you.
But I'm just saying, let's look at slavery. Slavery, when the black
But
man.
Mom, there always been some sort of Holocaust around the world. Do you know Dean's country? They actually had a mass exodus. They were killing people to get them out of Macedonia, and Greece said that you cannot call that Macedonia.
Like we could take to present day what's happening in Gaddafi's country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a form of Holocaust.
Oh yeah, it's
You know,
always
that is happening right now today. But as long as it's happening to them and not us, we're not concerned with it until it starts happening to us. And my point was, we have the power to change. We have to be concerned with more than just us in order to stop
Save the
But
world.
that takes money and finances. At the
We
same
can't save the
time.
world, honey.
I mean,
That's the problem with the United States right now.
It takes a belief. It takes a wake-up call.
Yeah, but
when
wait.
you think about it, it takes finance to do it. Let me tell you about something. You think about all those World Health Organizations. They're businesses. They're making money. Look what happened in Haiti. All that money was donated to them. It didn't really go to many of the Haiti people.
I agree with you.
It comes down to the point where we can all, as long as we have greed and evil in this world, you're never going to find a good solution. You got a corrupt world. Anything good you try to do is going to be, someone will find a way to be corrupted. Not trying to sound better, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Like I was telling her, these philosophers come up with sayings, this and that, but they're not changing the world. Okay, that's their opinion.
Well, they're keeping their voice out there so people who actually have
So
good
people can change, right?
Yeah, but the Bible already predicted this happen. So I mean, you can't really. I mean, the world was killed once when God flooded the world, and we still have corruption here. You know, we're gonna be fighting corruption all our lives. You know what I'm saying? So you can do what you can do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have Palestinian people said that there was no Holocaust that ever existed, and they're crazy people. And at the same time, you know, you have Jewish people that feel like I am obligated to have this land, blah blah blah. It's really bad.
Let me ask y'all a question. How do you know what you believe is the truth?
I go by observing what's the real BS and actually go look and find records. Not all records are destroyed. Just like when they try to destroy a lot of African documents from blacks and stuff like that, not all things can be destroyed. You can always find the truth somewhere down the line. Do I believe in the Holocaust? Absolutely. What do I believe what they did to the Jews were horrible? Yes, I do. But at the same time, you know, the Jews had ample time to get the heck out of Europe. They didn't want to get out of Europe because of money-wise. And I don't blame them because I would do the same thing. You know, if my family's there, I'm not going to leave because some crazy lunatic tries to badmouth my race of people. They didn't realize until it was too late to leave.
That's what I'm talking about.
So again, money kept a lot of those people there. You know, it's horrible. But at the same time, yes, I know Jews have been, you know, executed for years, but you know, so have other races on this earth.
Weird.
Look what happened to Native Americans. You know what kills me about that? And I'm not trying to sound bitter to Jewish people, but you got Native Americans that are freaking annihilated. Okay, for goodness sake. Okay.
Yeah.
That is a true genocide. If I can think of any other genocide, that is a true genocide. You basically annihilate 5 million people, basically.
That's why
that's terrible, and that's why the federal government's been over backwards trying to accommodate the leftover. I mean, there's basically not even. There's only 1 million Native Americans in this country. Out of all those Native Americans through history, it's terrible. You know. So it's a lot of, they are doing something, a lot of guilt conscious, and I think that's what they're doing to Jewish people. There's a lot of guilt conscious because they went through centuries of persecution. They moved around they were like nomads for many, many years, you know, and they had a lot of riches in the early 21st century. And the German people were bitter about it, you know, and they had some madmen that kind of like manipulated the situation. Oh, look at the Jews. They're the ones who know about the money and power. Hey, they can't help it that they're gifted with the ability to make money. They were running banks for royal companies for centuries. And the Germans didn't like that. So it comes back down to that mighty dollar. That money really corrupts a lot of people.
It does.
It really does. You think about it, a lot of our problems in this world really is due to money and power.
Resources.
Exactly, Miss Deborah. If you think about it, every conflict in this country was about slavery, was about money. You think about it.
About resources.
Okay, our people, some of our chiefs sold.
They made the resources money.
Exactly.
And they wanted to control the resources so they could control the money. And it was a mastermind among a very small handful of people that if we control the resources, we control the money.
Absolutely.
We control the people.
I was watching the show on History Channel, Rockefeller.
More of us than it is them, and if more people will wake up to the truth and make more better choices.
But some people love being sheep.
Yeah.
As you know that. Some people
because they've been programmed that way. If all you've been told is to be a sheep.
They're programmed that way, but I believe, and I hate to sound like this, and I'm not a scientific person when it comes down to, I don't believe in the scientific myths, but I began over the years starting to think that maybe survival of the fittest is actually true to a certain extent. Survival of the fittest. Think about it. Not everybody can be a chief. So
you're born into a situation that 1% controls all the resources.
And there's people and there's a lot of people who accept it, and I don't understand why. That's the go-getters, and that's the non-go-getters. There are people who are very placid about it, who don't really care about it, who like the way the world is. And I know it boggles your mind because you're not a placid person, nor am I. But there's people out there who likes the status quo. And I was telling my mom, I said, think about it. Like my company, right? Who the heck still wants to be under contract? Who wants to be binded? But there are people who still want to be under contract because they think they're getting a free phone, even though you're explaining to them that they're not getting a free phone. They like that. They like how the status quo is. They like how it's set up. They're comfortable with that.
They've been programmed to believe that.
I know they've been programmed to believe that, but there's people who just naturally are like that. Sometimes it's not programmed. There's just some people who are naturally want to be in charge of. And that sounds very sickening, but it's the truth. And I thought that was not true. I think everybody, wants to have their own leader. No, everybody wants to be governed. They don't care how stupid the rules are. As long as there's some sort of normalcy, they'll go with it. It's sad but true.
What it is, Shantae. What it is. Deborah started.
I sound like a bitter person when I say it, but it's the truth.
No,
honestly.
What it is, Deborah started a conversation this morning. And she wake up, she feeling some kind of way. And she doesn't understand. She doesn't understand that, what's going into the ear is what really is changing our way of looking at things. And I'm concerned that she needs to start taking small chunks and work on those chunks, and then until she get it done, and then go to the next one. And she will not wake up in the morning feeling.
What's the name?
Where she is, because
what's the name? Brian said you can't save the world.
My contract said I can't save the world. I can do a little part of the world, but I can't save the world. So we're not all on the same page. So we look around, we get into fights, and we look around. Somebody's life is going to be taken. So why bother? Do what you can today, and tomorrow do more. I agree with him 100% on that.
Well, I'm almost like Bill Cosby. I'm glad I won't be here when the hell bottom fall out.
Well, you don't know. You may be here.
Nah, I don't think so.
You don't know that.
Not more than my time for the bottom to fall out.
Good morning, Mom.
Good morning. It's gonna take a long time the bottom to fall out.
How you doing? But listen. I don't worry about the bottom falling out, because at the end of this rainbow, and at the end of this time, the bottom may fall away. We're all here sitting there looking. No, the bottom will come and we all sit around looking at it. Shoot, I'm not even worrying about the bottom falling out. I keep telling you, I just worry about what I can do today, and then Tomorrow is another day.
I think Shantae's got the right attitude. It's the survival of the fittest, and,
Well, that's the right attitude because she and I talk about this all the time.
and it boils down to um, who you are and where you are in your life, and taking responsibility for your life.
And take responsibility for your life and take things in small chunks and do what you have to do. And what make you happy. That's the main thing is what make you happy. What make you get up in the morning and what make put a smile on your face. Those are the things which we need to look at is what make us happy. We can't change anything. We can't change the world, but what make us happy for that moment? Take those little chunks. Like yesterday, wait. Like yesterday, hold on. Like yesterday, Deborah had her grandson over.
Where's my hair scarf?
Okay, she had her daughter over here. She has Chris. She has all these beautiful things that happen to her. That's what I'm saying, chunks. Take your happiness wherever you can get it. And don't worry about what everybody's
I finally
saying.
got it. Evolutionist. I can't get the word right today. Evolutionist, Miss Deborah.
There you go with evolution.
There we go. I'm not an evolutionist. I don't believe anything they're talking about because I don't believe we come from apes. But I do, not evolution, Darwinism. But I do always think about that phrase, survival of the fittest, and I always think that it actually applies for today. You know. So, definitely.
Well, yeah, but like I said, I was telling to Deborah that people with philosophy gives out philosophy. What happened is our makeup is different, meaning how it was taught, how you were raised, your experiences through life. You know, the experience that Deborah had, I never had. I wish I had some of those experiences she had. Yeah, at 16 years old, she went to Germany. Who would have thought of me? I'd be terrified. But she took that strong stance and did it. I mean, this woman is so strong. It saddens me that hey, you are a strong individual. You can conquer things that most people have never conquered. And I'm not trying to Philip, I'm not trying to make you feel good or whatever, but it's a damn truth. There's no way in hell I could have done what you've done. You was an entrepreneur in your time. You owned houses. You was a landlord. You did things in your life, Deborah, that many people could not even accomplish. And then now you're at a point where, okay, if I gotta do a little something to build up my finances so I can get that RV and whatever, you have to look at what is the value that you have to concentrate on your value. 4 steps to success can be just that. 4 steps to success. If you concentrate on 4 steps to success and bring the new component in it, believe me, you will survive. And you will have income coming out of your butt. With all your experience that you have done in business, apply it. Have your own thing. Have your own thing. And work on your own thing instead of worrying about working with these programs, this and that. You didn't have no doggone program when you run that truck. You can get a catering truck and you can have somebody to drive you around and have somebody cooking. You can sit there and watch the money come. You don't have to lift a finger. I learned that from Tommy. That's what I'm thinking about doing in the future is get a catering truck and doing just that. So hot dogs and hamburgers. That's what I was thinking about doing. If I want to do something like that, I would look at the big games and so forth. I have my truck sitting right there and make me $3,000 or $4,000.
Get some people in there to cook it.
And get somebody in there to cook it, pay them a salary, somebody to drive it, and all you do is get your little comfortable chair and you sit there and gift the gab. And then bring people into your program, 4 steps to success. And you're making yourself the first year $100,000. And you're having fun doing it. You have fun doing it. Your biggest time, what make you happy? You out there in the public world talking to different people. That's your happy moment. But you're not doing it. You encourage me to get my butt up out of here and start living life instead of sitting in this house and have no friends. I mean, nobody to talk to, or go out and kick it out, having dinner, whatever. You made me get off my butt, and I want to thank you for that.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at me. What are you doing?
So you got something that a lot of people wish they had, and you need to monopolize on your strength and your experience, and do it better. Shoot, we can buy 2 catering trucks, one in New Jersey, one in Cincinnati.
Franchise,
We can franchise that sucker. If we can, you get a catering truck in the city of Ohio, and I get a catering truck here, a used one, and build a money and make a corporation, girl, we be sitting there making money.
If the weed shop can do it, we can.
Exactly. Weed shop.
How she franchised her business, the weed shop?
Mm-hmm. Shoot. Make your money. Only thing Shantae want to do is eat. She don't want to do no work and no food. No. But I know people that coming out of school. Oh, girl, I got so many ideas. I got so many ideas. That's what I said, Shanny. Instead of me buying a new truck, and nothing wrong with my truck, your daddy told me where to go get the truck at. He told me what to put in it and how to license it and insure it. All you do is, you said you can forget about it because just count the money. Sit there and count the money. That's what you do. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And then when that one truck goes, I buy another one. And lease it out. And franchise that sucker. And I be sitting on my butt counting the money.
Come up with a menu.
Mm-hmm.
Basic food.
You did it once, Deborah. You can do it again.
I know.
And you do it smart.
Sierra can run those trucks.
Sierra can run those.
Sierra's good at cooking.
What I'm saying is,
for all her family members are telling me, she cooks some good.
She cooked good. But the thing about it is, she has to be on the same page with Deborah.
I can't cook. She'd be disappointed.
Oh hell, I ain't with you. You can't fry bologna right until you burn it up.
Anybody cannot cook your food.
Yeah. But I'm thinking I just thought about this idea just as we was talking on the hangout. I said I want to follow Tommy's dream. He got something there, but he was too busy doing what he do. Yeah, I know. I'm thinking very seriously tomorrow and go look and get me one of those catering trucks.
Good way to make a buck.
Exactly. If I had to rent first. If I ain't know nothing about no cleaning company. I was a successor for stove. But Deborah, go back on your strength, what you know.
You own yourself a shot right too.
Exactly, go own a shot right. But go back to what you know, Deborah. Build on your value, because when you build on your value, you had that truck and you get 2, 3, 4, 5, and within 2 years, you can franchise that truck, and people want to rent those trucks from you, and look at the money you be making, and you ain't got to do nothing but sit there and count the money.
In 5 years, you could be worth $20, $30 million.
In 5 years, and she's 60 years old. By the time she's 65, she said, "I can give it up. I'm retired," and she can go live in Belize and any place else she want to live.
With her mobile truck.
With her mobile camp, okay. Ain't nothing to say about a thing to Deborah. If she need oxygen, she got oxygen tank right there by her.
Well, she's probably gonna start looking into different herbs instead of what she's doing now.
Well, Deborah knows the deal, Shani. Deborah just knows the deal. If I was in Cincinnati right there with her, she wouldn't be sitting in the house. We'd be out there making some money. Come on, Deborah, let's go. Oh, yeah, I'm ready. Let's go. making that money. That will energize her, because a lot of things is depression too. A lot of things is depression. Stop making my dog look like a deer, please. That is a lot of stuff we do right now. I made a statement to Pat the other night at dinner. I'm 59, 58 years old. Be 59, and I'm never gonna make that many. She said, "Stop saying that. You don't know what you with all this your experience
Hey,
that you
one thing you
have."
gotta give Wendy Williams watching her show. You gotta give it to her birthday special that she had. She said that she's glad that she made it now. She's 50 years old and she's at a place where she wanted to be. And much you don't like that woman, you gotta give her props. She's at where she's at 50. It took her. She didn't get it when she was young, like Oprah got when she was young. She got it at a later age. So sometimes your success might be in a later age, never at a young age.
Yeah,
And maybe it's good that you didn't get it young because you'll never appreciate it now.
yeah. But what do you think about that, Deborah?
And that's what
Well, I know that's a fact.
Wendy said out of her mouth. She
You
said,
cannot get it when you're young because you won't appreciate it that you got it.
Exactly. So, Deborah,
Yeah.
now let's go back to 4 steps to success.
What about it?
Where you going to work it?
let me go get myself dressed.
We are going to work it, Deborah.
Mm-hmm.
Don't say because 4 steps success is what it is. Success. You're going to work it. And you're going to do a very good job at it. And I help you with it. Because that has value. You got something that is value, but you got to critique it another way. And I guarantee you, 4 steps to success, people are going to come to you, they're going to be looking for you and come to you and want and willing to pay. What do you think about that? What do you think about that?
I hear what you're saying.
I said, what do you think about that?
I said, I hear what you're saying.
Hearing me and what you're thinking.
Well, I've gone down that road, and I see where people's mindsets are too closed to what they don't know. They want it, but they don't want to do any work for it. It's simply they're looking for something for nothing.
Well, the thing about it is, I said,
and it boils back down to what it's clear in my mind, and Shantae said it. It's survival of the fittest. If you're not willing to do the work to have what you're looking for, then guess what? You don't get it.
That is true, and that is not true. You got to give them something that they need.
Lack of gratitude. Work it the way it is.
Well, no, what I'm saying.
Information you need for it. I mean, that's the bottom line.
What I'm saying is this. Instead of putting money in their pocket, it's something that they need to learn. And then once they learn it, and with a class and learning it, and they pass it, then they go to the next step. That's what I'm saying. Because what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing, that is most needed than anything right now. People will pay to go to school. They'll pay to take a class. They really need that class in order to get to the next level. They will pay for a class. But you gotta get to people that gotta get to what the situation they're in and how they can help themselves to get out of it in order to get to the next level. So once they start making money, that extra money they make, they will know how to apply that extra money for making better their lives. But if people don't know how to do that first, then they don't see the value of what 4 Step Success is all about. I always believe in teaching. I always believe in learning. And then once I learn, then I go to the next level. That's what one of the things we did do when I was doing mortgages is teaching people how to pay bills, how they won't have to end up scrambling at the end of the month, how they're going to pay this bill. And the way it's so simple. I came up with an idea with my manager. She said, okay, when I look at people that can't get a mortgage, I said, do you want to take a class? They say yes. I had people in place, and then at the end, I came and taught the last part of that class. And those people, they out of 400 applicants I put in homes, only one person lost their home because of a job situation was out of his control. But everybody else still hold on to their homes, or they sold their homes and moved somewhere else, but they ain't lost their home because we taught them how to hold on to it without without being stressing out. And me and Gwen was saying we should do a class like that again. And with me and with her, and I was talking about the other day, we should do a class like that again because she said Terry, our class was the gift to God for them, and that's what you can do with 4 steps for steps. Anyway, darling, I got to hit the highway.
Gotcha.
I gotta get some food in my gut before I get there, and I gotta do damage control. So, and I come back here and pay all my bills when I get back. So tomorrow I'm gonna have
Thank you for spending this time and to hang out with me in a conversation with Deborah.
Well,
And
I enjoy it. I enjoy it. It wasn't about what it was supposed to be about, but it was a conversation between friends. Opinion, okay, and nothing malice or evil towards or anger towards or whatever you want to call it.
we
But
have someone that says, "Hey, hi, and God bless you."
who?
We have Nicola Zapiran. He says currently he's saying, "Hi, and God bless you."
Oh, hello. How you doing? I can't see him.
Yeah, it was a question that came through the
Oh,
thing where he said, hello, Necula. It's Neculi.
oh.
May not be pronouncing it right, but thank you for responding to us. If you he's listening to our conversation, and he just wanted to say, God bless us both.
Well, tell him God bless him as well, and tell him that.
Hear you.
Huh?
He can hear you.
Okay. God bless him as well. But we are talking as 2 friends, and also as business, what our philosophies are, and so forth. But I am blessed. I am very blessed to have Deborah in my life, and we go back and forth with our opinions, and a lot of times that she say things is correct, and I have to sit back and think about it, and things I say to her is correct. She has to think about it. But the thing is that I don't want, like my daughter always tell me, and her boss always tell her, take things in small chunks and achieve that, and then go to the next level. And with Deborah, she's a dynamite person, with her experience and so forth. And I'm just trying to get her to do small chunks because she can be a very successful woman and have fun doing it. That's the problem. She gonna have fun doing it. But I just want her to think about the things I'm saying because I believe in her as a human being, and I believe that she has conquered a lot of things that me personally have not done. And I wish I could. I wish I met her 20 years ago. because I will be in a different place by her vision. Her vision is wonderful, and I really am so grateful at this time taking with her. And I know I'm getting on her nerves. I know she rolled her eyes at me, but that's okay. I love her. I
But
love her.
you know what? I'm grateful to have you in my life. We bless each other.
We do.
And on that token, I'm going to end our broadcast, and I'm going to say I want each and every one of us to have a very blessed and prosperous day in whatever we choose to do. Just know that if you're willing to take responsibility for it, you can accomplish it, you can achieve it, and you will receive it.
Yep.
God bless you, and everybody have a
And
great Sunday.
God
Bye-bye.
bless you. Bye bye.